Hi, McKenna. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So, how familiar were you with this story before you got the opportunity to do it?
I hadn't seen the documentary, but I had seen it like on my Netflix recommended page, but I hadn't watched it before. So I was not entirely familiar with the story. So getting the scripts and reading them, I was like, wait, what? And so then I watched the documentary. Then I watched the documentary another 10 times. And then I read the scripts. And then whenever I got the role, I dove really into all of the like court documents and all of the interviews and the letters and the diaries. And I really got into it. It's such a wild story.
So, you did your research.
Oh yeah, I really got into it. I would be up until like 3 a.m. reading the interviews and the book and Jan's book. Even if I had like a 6 a.m. call time, I just wanted to make sure that I knew everything I could.
What was it like having Jan there to, offer her expertise, like, her personal expertise into this, and then be there to help, with I don't know if she did any of the directing for you, not as an official director, but just to help with the role.
It was for a while, she wasn't on set whenever I was there. She had visited earlier, but for some of my later stuff, she was on set, and it was really, really cool having her there. I spoke to her often, and I still do, which is amazing. It really means the world to me to be able to have her be so open and honest with me. I would send her a picture from set, and I would send her pictures and tell her what was going on that day, and then she would give me like a whole story and tell me all about what that moment was like for her. And it meant so much to me because that was the biggest part about playing this role, is that I wanted to make sure that I did Jan right and that she was a part of telling this story. I didn't want to just, go out and tell my version of her story. I wanted to make sure that I was doing her right. And
And you
so
also had Hendrix there as like a young Jan. Did you get much time to work together to make sure you had similar mannerisms and everything?
for about the first 2 or 3 weeks that I was there, Hendrix was also there, and she would come over all the time. And she's such a fun person. It's really cool for me to have a younger version of myself finally after playing the younger version of so many people. It was really cool, but it was awesome because we I would watch her since she had already been on the show prior to me. It was cool to be able to watch her and try to pick up on what she was doing. And then the producers and whatnot would send me little clips of her performance so that I could watch it and try to mimic it a little bit. But then we both had things that we would do in the show that Jan told us that she would do. So it was fun. It was like a little mix of us trying to copy each other, but then simultaneously trying to do what Jan did, but then make sure our version of that is the same. So it was funny and really cool to be able to do.
I love that because it's not often that you get that opportunity to be able to act off two other people.
Yeah, yeah. And I loved it. I loved it.
So, what do you hope people can take away from this story from Jan? Because we all have, everyone has opinions on, the family, on what happened. What do you hope that people can take away from this sort of dramatized version of it?
I think that hopefully people have a deeper understanding of their family and what they went through and how it is so easy to be manipulated. It's not always something you see or catch on, and it could happen to anyone from anyone. And that's the scariest thing. I hope that people learn a lot from this show because I think that it is so easy uh, for us as people to watch something and just say, oh, if that was me, I would never let that happen. If that was me, I would have been smart and I would have thought, it's not that. It's not that people who go through this are not smart or thinking about it. It is that manipulators are so conniving and really get into each detail, and it is terrifying to have something like that happen to you. And it's very easy to say, if that was me, that would have never happened. But it you can't say that until you're in the situation. And so I hope that this teaches people and that people learn a lot from the show for awareness about these types of things. I hope that it
Well,
can.
thank you so much. I am out of time, but I hope you do something lighter after this in The Handmaid's Tale.
We'll see.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.